Hey everyone, good morning. This is Captain MKG here. Thank you so much for joining me. Just looking at the chat right now. BK, I did see your tweet and I did reply. Not reply, but I did react to it. I like that. That was a good one. All right, first up, Moira. Wow, you are up early. Don't know if you're still here, but thank you for being here. Morning, BK. Always good to see you here. And I did check my tweet, so did react to it. Going to get real cold about a week starting Thursday. Yeah, it's 28 right now in NV, and I'm pretty sure it's going to hit the low is going to be 0 tomorrow for us. Hey, Captain Fandom Nerd. Hello. How are you? It's been a while. Hope you've been doing well. Hey, Power 2084. How you been? I saw your comment about Raft. I still need to get to it, so don't worry. Yep. Let's see. Yep. Thank you. I do appreciate you being subbed. And like I said before in the comments, any of the constructive criticism, I really do appreciate it because that tells me what I need to do to improve the actual videos. So yeah, the coffee's like real quick kicking in. Oh, that reminds me. Before we jump into Satisfactory, Player's Handbook. So this is regarding NB. I did check the actual book for the skills. The skills aren't there as we used to know them. There are feats like there usually are, but for the skills, they do a little bit differently. If you look in, excuse me, there is a page that describes what's called the proficiency bonus. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. Proficiency bonus. Let's see here. Yeah, thanks, BK Dan. Power, this is 5th edition. This is 5th edition. Proficiency bonus. This table appears in your class description. Shows your proficiency bonus, which is a +2 for first level characters. It applies to many of the numbers you're recording on your character sheet, attack rolls, skill checks. Class determines weapon proficiency. Skills are described in Chapter 7. That's what I wanted to know. So if I was Chapter 7, where the hell would I be? Well, I'd be after Chapter 6. Let's see. Background. Oh, that's why. I'm way too far forward. Chapter 7. Those are spells. That's combat. Which chapter's combat? Chapter 9. Means Chapter 7. Using ability scores. Nice, Power. Yeah. My friend, my current crew and I are playing a Pathfinder base game with lore finder skills added in as well. Let me see here. Skills. So NB, if you're listening, skills are described on page 174. Yeah, they're not. NB, I'll have to chat with you offline about what your specific question is for skill checks, like if it's something specific, or if you're just curious, like how certain skills work out. Cool beans. All right. What are we playing today? Oh, we're playing Skylines. Perfect. Let's go ahead and fire the game up here. We'll stay on a little bit longer today. Ooh, updates, updates, updates. Nothing but the updates. All right. Resume. Ooh. Let's go ahead and switch it up to the screen. No, not video file, you son of a bitch. Nice, NB. Nice. Oh, come on. There we go. Share that. Share this. Oh, yeah. If you guys want to come up and chat. Oh, if I turn my keyboard back on. Jesus. There you go. Nothing like coffee in the morning. Oh, 11 days is in reference to how many days are left in the year. So if we look at the calendar, as of today, there's 7 and 4 days left. So there's 11 full days left in the year. Hey, NB.
Hey, bud. So, yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, we'll talk offline about that. Like I said, remember, I've never played 5th edition ever. I think the only one we played was, 3rd edition. I only played it a couple of times. And that was back in the 90s.
Yeah. Hey, BK.
Hey, BK. Hey,
how's it going?
Yeah, I saw your DM, buddy. Thanks.
Okay, no problem. We can appreciate that one too.
Yeah, no kidding. I did.
Oh, cool, man. Hey, trust me. If there's one thing I always tell people is I want feedback. If I've missed something, I want to know I missed it. Or if I'm confused on it, I want to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, that picture I also sent to Michael Dorn.
Oh yeah. Let me double check. Yeah, let me see that again.
He's gonna love that.
I think I just barely saw it, and then I ended up.
He's gonna love it.
Where's it at? Oh, come on. Where'd you go? I don't know who Holly is, but the design of her enemies to deck the halls. I could see Worf saying that.
Oh yeah.
You got to read his voice though. I do not know who Holly is. Yeah.
There we go.
I could so see Worf doing that.
Yes, Power. I am. What of it?
Where is? I need to make sure that YouTube video I'm watching, because I'm watching a really good civics class on Article 5 conventions and the history of how those things worked, or how they were in the process, and how it was designed. I'm a big civics guy. I love reading about civics, American civics, and stuff like that.
Fair enough.
So, obviously not trying to bring up any politics, just fun civics.
Oh, I understand. Knowledge.
Yeah. So, MKG, BK Dan. So yesterday I was looking around. For seeing the rest of the clan books I need to get for my
Vampire.
Yeah, for Vampire.
Yeah.
And then I went to looking at some of the West End Star Wars stuff, which is incredibly expensive and hard to find.
Yes.
But I came across, and believe it or not, there's a lot of them I don't really need. But I came across something interesting. Back when West End Games lost their license to it, Wizards of the Coast picked it up, and they created a Die 20 system, and then they dicked around, I guess, for a long time and lost the license to it. Now it's somebody else's. So I came across this website, and this guy literally, besides having a lot of the West End stuff that's out of print on PDF, he also did something I thought was really interesting. He took some of the West End, or him and I guess a group of people took the Wizards of the Coast Die 20 stuff and converted them to West End 6-sided die.
Oh, awesome.
I'm not kidding you. They've got Knights of the Old Republic. They got the Legacy era, the Force Unleashed campaign. I just started downloading them on. I was looking at them. I was like, oh my God, he really pulled this off.
MB, I've got to ask. Did you have a nerdgasm when you saw that?
Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah.
I had to ask.
Yeah, if you want, man, I'll send you the link. I saved it.
Yeah, so it's that. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Let me pull it up and I'll send it to you in a DM.
Yeah, thank you.
It better still be up there. I'll be pissed if it's not. Here it is.
I see Power there was trying to guess our ages.
Yeah. He says, you guys are on 52, I guess. I said, yes, I am.
I'm 43.
Not quite in that decade yet.
I'm at the very tail end. I'm at the very tail end of the Gen X category. BK Dan, I sent it to you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And I'm just right. Yeah, I'm just right.
I'll send it to you too, just in case you would like to look at it too.
Always. Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, I downloaded those. I started looking through them yesterday. But I ended up going to bed early. I was in bed by 9, or by 10, which is 2 hours before I normally go to bed.
Yeah.
So
MB.
Yo.
Which account did you send it to?
Thought I sent it to your DM.
No. And it says you didn't even look at the picture I sent either. That's weird.
No, that's not possible. I
just refreshed. Oh, there it is. Okay. No, I got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'll open it up later. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, thanks, MD.
Yeah, no problem.
Let me see here.
Scribd, SCRIBD, is a file sharing site for ebooks. You can either pay for the service or it's a share. You know, to download one, you've got to upload one.
All right, Power. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you, man. Well, you have a good one. Sorry, BK.
Yeah, you old fart. He's older than me. You old fart.
Well, I know why I was tired. I know I was tired after doing the workout yesterday with my son.
Yeah.
We got to it incredibly late. And I was like, normally I'm tired and usually I'll take like an hour or so nap, but it was like 3 o'clock by the time we were done. I'm like, it's too late for me to take a nap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just went to bed early at 9, woke up at 3, was actually worried I wasn't going to go back to sleep. Got on the computer till about 3:30, and I was like, let me get off this stupid thing. And then I grabbed a Macbeth and I started reading a couple, because I was like, reading will relax me because I don't have the screen in my face. And I read a couple acts, and then I was like, okay, I'm ready to go back to sleep now. My wife actually joked and said, do we still have a PDG? Because that'll put you right to sleep. And what a PDG is, it's basically the study guide for promotions in the Air Force, and it is goddamn boring as hell.
I see.
LDG, yes. Good morning. I sent it to you too. A good picture.
MKG, where are you located at again? What state?
Colorado.
How much snow are you guys looking at getting?
I'd love to get snow right about now.
Oh, really?
There's no snow out there.
You're on the flats, huh?
Well, I'm in Littleton, so I'm like right butted up against the mountains.
Oh, you're butted up against it instead of on top of it, like Denver. Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm like right in the Denver area.
But you're down below instead of above.
Yeah. So, yeah, NB, I don't think we're getting any snow for like the next 2 weeks. Like, it's just not happening here.
I'm getting a dusting on Thursday afternoon. Rain after that, a dusting Friday afternoon, and that's it.
According to this, you're looking at getting snow on Thursday. Okay. So Wednesday.
Oh, I see it now.
Yeah, you're looking at going -22, buddy.
Seems like a
So
really
make
good day
sure
to
you
work
run.
from home.
So make sure you run those pipes.
Yeah. Well, I live in an apartment, so I don't really have to worry about wrapping any pipes, but I'll make sure to keep my thermostat above 65 like I usually do.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to have to keep mine's normally at 64. But yeah, you're looking at some – yeah, you're not looking too bad here. You're looking at a Wednesday to Friday, and then Saturday looking to get back up in the 30s and the 20s. For me, we're looking at a bit worse.
Oh, hey, Gap After Dark. I missed him. I was checking.
Gap. I also sent you a picture. I was going crazy with that picture this morning.
Yeah,
I saw it and I was like, I have to share this.
So here's what we're looking at. Thursday, we're looking at rain from like 3 a.m. on. But here's the thing: around. This is concerning too because once 7 p.m., 8 p.m. hits, we're dropping down to like 13 degrees. We're going from 39 to 13. Last time I saw a drop like this was 1997. That quick, and then we're going to be dropping down, and then we're going to be dropping down to 4 degrees. So my wife and I are already prepping we're prepping up the barn to move the vehicles in there.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to have to run we are definitely running our sink faucets starting Thursday. And we're looking at single digits. We're looking at 20s and below, mostly single digits and teens from Thursday to next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, we'll be back up in the 30s and 40s. So it's going to – I'm more concerned about this all this rain and sudden freezing because when that snowpack's in, that's going to hide the black ice
Yeah.
out on the road.
Yeah. Not fun. And then, now you've got me really concerned about my weather because my car, I don't have a covered parking spot. So my car is going to get buried. So tomorrow seems like a really good day to work from home, which means an extra long stream tomorrow.
Do you have to, when it gets that cold, do you have that thing where you have to keep your engine heated?
No, we don't get that cold up here.
Okay.
If I was further north towards the border, like if I was in Wyoming, I'm sure I would. But thankfully, we're still warm enough to where I can just run the engine for just a few minutes and I'm good to go.
And my wife has the key to the ride lawnmower. I said, we haven't cranked that thing since October, since the last time you mowed. So I'm like, we need to get outside. We need to crank it. And during this time, we definitely need to crank it at least once or twice during this freeze process. So the oil doesn't turn to sludge.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm not looking at real freezing, until at least early next week.
Yeah, we're gonna hit well below freezing starting Thursday night. I need to find out when my daughter is getting here because she's supposed to come the 23rd.
Okay.
Now, the only thing that I'm okay with about that is one, she has a 4-wheel drive car. Two, by the time she starts driving, the interstate will be cleared.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be almost certainly cleared because thankfully living around here, we have the infrastructure for that stuff.
Oh.
Well, we have the snow plows and everything like that. That's always in the budget because we know that kind of stuff will happen here. Whoa, God dang, I would be shitting my pants.
Oh, God.
What?
That bridge?
Oh, the bridge. Oh, I was like, I thought you were reading Gap's After Dark comment. I was like,
I was reading Gap's comment. I wasn't looking at the bridge. I was looking at Gap's comment.
I was looking at the bridge. I'm like, because it looks like it's in the freaking sky almost.
I don't do bridges.
I don't like going over bridges.
Cinematic
I can handle bridges. I don't particularly care for.
I don't either. There's this one bridge about 40 miles from here. I used to have to go over it each way, 5 days a week.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a mile-long bridge.
Oh shit!
Oh no shit! It's a tall bridge too, so you have to stop in the middle. Oh god, that was hard.
So, Gap, you can't find where she's laying with the dogs? Oh man.
Yeah.
That's strange. Why was she hiding them? Maybe to keep them warm?
Probably. And she doesn't, if the dog is outside, I mean,
yeah,
they're probably in survival mode. So, I mean, they're not going to be very receptive to humans for the most part. So, I mean, the best they can do, I think, would be just to provide like some kind of warm shelter somewhere and just hope they get into it. But
there's one good thing we have here is if it gets cold for the dogs or like we're out somewhere and it's raining and they're outside, we do have a chicken coop. It's not being used, but it has an opening in it, so they can go right in it if they need to. And I think next year we are going to put some heat lamps in there just in case it gets cold. It gets cold one time when they're outside.
Yeah.
And actually, you can get those solar paneled. I've done it before on other things when I was using solar fans down in the south for my dogs.
Nice.
Well, I had another idea too. I was going to look at getting one of those like sprinklers that sprays the mist and everything.
Mhm.
We just never we didn't get around to it, and by the time we were going to, we were already planning to move.
Yeah.
My two 8-year-old dogs, they do not like the cold. They're from, even though one's a husky mix, they are, they were pretty much grew up most of their life in South Carolina, so they go outside, they go to the bathroom, and then they want to get their asses back in. Now the Australian Shepherd and the Bernese Mountain Dog, they're bred for this. They're okay with it, but once we get down to these levels, it's like, okay, it's go out, go pee, get your ass back in.
Yeah, good, because I don't want to be out there. But all right, I'll be right back. Go get another cup.
Okay. OMB.
Yep.
If you want, I can send you a Zoom link through Twitter, and we can talk through Zoom. I can answer any question you have about the Player's Handbook.
Oh yeah, do that. We can coordinate maybe this weekend and talk.
Yeah, okay. I don't have a game this weekend, so.
What's that?
I don't have a game this weekend.
Oh yeah, that's fine. We can just sit and talk. We can talk and get, kind of school me on how D&D 5 works.
Yeah. It's one-on-one is unlimited with Zoom, so.
Yeah, no problem.
With a free account, so.
I understand the difficulty class here. The very easy, medium, hard, very hard, really. I understand that.
You don't have to understand that. You just have to understand meet it or beat it.
Yep.
That's all you have
But
to
I understand that. Yeah, but I understand the concept there. It's very similar to the one in the D6 it's pretty much similar to the one in the D6.
It's the same as 3 and 4. Meet it or beat it. Sorry, Cap.
Oh no, you're good.
And then you have in Vampire where it's 10-sided, and say you have 6.
I never did tabletop with Vampire.
So what would happen is, say you've got 6 in it, just for an example. You're going to roll 6-sided, 6 10-sided dice.
Okay.
If they tell you the score is 5, you have to roll so many 5s to depend on your level of success. If you don't get any 5s, everything's below 5. Yeah, it's bad. If you get majority 1s, that's a botch.
Okay.
But usually no difficulty was ever past. The hardest difficulty anybody ever imposed was mostly 7. There was one time one guy imposed an 8.
Oh God.
Which literally he said, okay, this is a difficulty 8. And my buddy was like, oh, fuck you. No, I'm not even going to try that. He's like, no, I'm not falling to my death.
Yeah.
He's like, you're a vampire. He's like, yeah, and there are spikes down there. I'm not interested in going into Torpole.
So my game, my 5e game, and it's every other Saturday. When my character was 11th level, I threw my GM and a couple of the other players off for a loop. I said, "Does a 30 hit? 30? Yeah, I rolled 19 and plus 11. Was 30 hit? The cleric, whose AC is 27. So F you. 30.
An AC of 27.
Yeah.
Oh man.
He
I bet his
built himself that way.
mobility must be limited.
Well, he's dwarf first off, so his movement's 25. Yeah.
Oh look, it's Gap After Dark.
Hey,
And,
Hey
guys.
guys,
Yeah.
how's everybody doing?
Lovely.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you, I live in the South, and I'm like, holy shit, the temperature. Plus, we've got.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We've
I lost everybody.
No, he lost him. For a
Okay.
second. Lost his audio.
Yeah.
But while we wait for Gap to come back, hello, 47 Yorktown from the Western Rockies over here.
Hello,
Can you hear me
from
now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, I was trying to get. I'm on my phone. I was trying to get to the weather, but it's a hard freeze watch, and I've never heard of a wind chill freeze watch, but we got one of those, and it's gonna be like 11 degrees, and with the wind chill and all that, it'll be like 3 degrees. And and about the dogs, there was actually 4.
Yeah.
And my mom had been feeding them, and I had been throwing them bones. And, you get to the point where you gain their trust. We were going to try to get them and bring them to a no-kill rescue.
Yeah.
And stupid bitch next door. I can understand this, and that's why I'm going to say this before I say the rest of the story. Is I think she's a bitch. She used to have a dog, but she got rid of it because I guess she must work at a hospital. Okay, I can understand that. So if you have an animal before, you must like animals, right?
Mhm.
Well,
Usually, yeah.
one of the dogs, he's kind of fluffy. He almost looks like a purebred, and look, we thought they were doing a puppy mill.
Yeah.
And so one of them that I called Fluffy, because he almost looks like the Shaggy DA, but a medium-sized version.
Okay.
And he went on her porch and took her Amazon packages, and we found shoes in our yard, but we weren't sure if it was the the husband who left the shoes out.
Right.
And so we didn't think anything about it. And that's about 3 weeks ago. So why would you call animal control 3 weeks later if your shoes were fucked up? Excuse me. I'm sorry, Captain.
I don't give a fucking 2 shits about what the fuck you fucking say, for fuck's sakes.
Well, all right. Well, then fucking A. I'm going to fucking finish my fucking story, all right? Fuck.
I'd rather fucking Q so I have something to hold on to instead of an A.
But so animal control comes over there, and I walk over there, and I'm like, "Yo, what's going on?" And he's like, "Oh, she called, and animal on her Ring doorbell, rip up packages." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And so he caught 2 yesterday.
Yeah.
And we think it's Fluffy, the one that tore up the packages, most likely, because we used to throw plastic bowls out there for Fluffy to chew on. And bones and shit. And so, he was like, well, they're nice looking dogs, so they should be adoptable, but they were like a pack. There was 4 of them. And we think because we think the father, who's still loose, and the mother with the babies, the father comes over in our yard because we're next door to where the cage is still sitting at the bitch's house. And he howls for them. He howls for them. And it just breaks my heart. I mean, I usually don't cry that much, but I cried yesterday. We were so close to where we could touch him and get a leash on him and get him to a place we knew for sure that doesn't kill him. Excuse me. Even though our county animal control place, they do have a good success rate, but still there's that specter of them getting put down. And that's made me really sad. And we tried to go over to the property, but then we didn't know it was abandoned until I talked to the animal control. Oh, I wouldn't say abandoned, empty, because he was talking to the owner. And of course, the owner of the house was like, "Oh no, those aren't my dogs." He's like, "Well, I've interviewed people in the neighborhood, and they said that you come periodically and feed the animals. Why didn't you take them when you moved to, so and so city?" And so, he's texting back and forth with this dude. And so that's the background on the house. So we didn't know that the house was not occupied, and we didn't want to get shot or anything because we're sort of in the boonies. And so we tried to follow her. We knew we could go down one lot that's 3 acres that's cleared, because the guy who built our house lives in the neighborhood, and he's like, yeah, you can go down there and see if you can find them. You walk, I give you permission. You can turn cartwheels on there if we want. We like you. So me and my mom walked down there and we tried to find her, but we also discovered piles and piles of garbage and all kinds of shit, and
Yeah.
a bunch of cars. So, you can't see it from the road, but you could see it from where we were going down we were about the edge of 3 acres on our friend's property before he builds a house and sells it. And we found another dwelling right behind the house that's supposedly empty. So she may be hiding in the garbage or somewhere, we don't know. And then one of the people, the animal control dude, said one of the people across the street said that she gave birth 1 year in a drainage pipe. So we were thinking this dude's running a puppy mill. And then that fucker goes and tells the cop, the animal control cop, oh no, I don't claim him, even though you got all these stories that he's feeding them. And it's law. If an animal comes on your property and you feed them and they stay, they're yours.
Yeah, that just makes sense.
Well, the asshole lies, and we even seen a truck with a trailer come, and as soon as the dogs heard it, they would run towards that area where the empty house is. So,
they're pretty much trained to come there. Yeah.
Yeah. So hold on, Mom. I'm on live show and I'm trying to explain. My mom has started to tell me the story.
No, I'm trying to make it short.
Oh, she wants me to. She says I'm long-winded.
I'm just as bad at that as anybody.
Yeah,
But
I can literally say that's what she said.
Yeah, but I'm just really sad because it's like there. I already realized I don't like many. I like you guys and the community that we're in, and I could hang out with all of y'all, but I don't want to be near other people because that just reinforced how ugly people are. If you can't take care
I'm not a people. I'm a burger.
Yeah, because in Florida, there's this big dog ranch, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they got thousands of acres, and they got all these buildings, and they don't kill the animals, and they serve the Southeast. So, we could say, come to North Carolina, South Carolina, Mississippi, Alabama, or whatever, and come rescue them, and they would. And so we were trying to work with them to come up here, and that's why I'm really sad and pissed off at the same time, because we were so close to getting them to go to, to get the Florida Big Dog Ranch to come get them.
Right.
And then this fucking happens, and now we're worried about the mama. But then on the other hand, how do you guys reconcile, before we have all these modern conveniences, dogs and cats survive. So, I'm trying to tell myself, they survived without us before.
Right.
And I guess it's survival of the fittest, but,
Yeah, I mean, I don't want it to be cruel, but that is the way,
nature intended.
Nature intended that. We're the only ones who actually try to think we're smarter than nature.
We're the only animal on the planet that tries to bend nature to our will instead of vice versa.
Yeah, and the arrogance of that always cracks me up.
Oh, me too.
Yeah,
so
because
it's interesting, Gap. You sound like you had a similar issue. So when I moved here 2 years ago, I have two neighbors. I have one, and I don't see him very much. He's got his own thing going. He's got his nice privacy fence up. It's metal. I don't mind. It's perfectly fine. Keeps his dog Gambit, gives him plenty of running room. And then I have my neighbor over right next to me who's maybe 1,500 feet past my barn, which is fine. Well, I met them the first day, and I only met the mom. I only met the lady of the house, and they seemed nice at first. My wife thought they were nice. They have goats and donkeys and things like that.
Yeah.
And they allowed my son to come over there. And then one day, my son, when he was a little bit, he went over there, didn't ask, and then we were like, She got a little upset and was like, okay, we understand. And there was times she was out there and my wife was out there and he was kind of walking over and she kind of basically shooed him off. And it's kind of like, okay, what's up with this? I went over there a couple of times to, maybe just talk and hang out. The very last time I did that was over a year ago when they were outside on the porch. I said, hey, how's it going? I just want to stop by and say, hey, see, what you guys, what's going on, everything, how's everybody doing? And within about 5 minutes, I pretty much got the
gist of it.
yeah, it was basically, you're not welcome. Yeah,
Oh.
they were trying to be polite, it was their polite way of being like, dude, just leave. And I'm thinking, okay, I've got the hint. I'm not welcome. They don't want to talk to me. I'm like, okay, I can live with that. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So I go home. I tell my wife that. Well, they have these two big dogs that bark a lot. I don't care.
Yeah.
They're hit with those electric collar things, so they never cross the property.
Mhm.
But they had like these two little ankle biters.
Yep.
And the one would always come on my property. Always come on my property. Always just running around it like nothing. And I would go over there and try and knock on the door at different times of the day. They'd have their freaking door open, but nobody would ever answer it. I'd knock. I had times their mail came to my house. I went over there, tried to knock on the door. Nobody ever answers. Over there, I was like, hey, is anybody here? I got some mail that's yours. I was like,
Yeah.
fine. I left it on the freaking thing. So for every time I would go over there to try and talk about the dog or give them their mail, nobody ever answered. I never could see anybody. It seemed like nobody was ever there, except for maybe when they were mowing the lawn. That was the only time I saw them, and it's like I couldn't really stop them at that point. And then the damn other dog that looked like a little, he looked like a little Rottie mix. Like he was mixed with some kind of Rottweiler and another dog. That's why he looks small.
Yeah.
And that dog just kept coming over. And finally, one time he came over, and he came over a couple of times, and he tried to get into the gated area we had just put up because we expanded our gates so our dogs could, we could just open the door and let them out, not try to get them all the way out in the field.
Yeah.
And I had enough. Mind you, this had been going on for over 6-7 months now. I'd been dealing with these dogs coming on my property and me trying to go over there and talk to them and nobody ever being around. So finally I see this one guy. I didn't even know it was her husband. I'd never even seen the guy. And I looked at him and I said, hey, do you live here? And yeah, I was a little burnt. He goes, yeah. I said, could you please keep the little dogs off my property? I've been trying to ask you guys that for 6 months. And this is his response. Well, that ain't my dog. I said, it's on your freaking property. It comes out of your house. It's your fucking dog.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, are you going to be a dick? I said, I'm far from being a dick right now. I am a dick. And he tried to say something to me. He tried to be as smart as me, like he thought he was going to be big and bad. And he didn't realize I was like, you want to come over here and have it out? And he was like, stay on your side of the property. I'll stay on mine. I said, I've been doing that for 6 years. He's like, well, the last time you came over, my wife basically told me she didn't like you. I said, that's okay. I don't like your wife either. And I don't have a high opinion of you right now either. So I'm like, you stay on your property, keep your fucking dogs off my property. I'll do the same.
Yeah, when it's that kind of stuff, I can totally understand that. And if they're rabid dogs or whatever, but it just pisses me off because this is the situation to me is the way people act towards things. Dogs don't know only what dogs know, so they're not going to know. You can't do that. So you have to take care of this. The human has to take care of the situation, and if you don't, somebody will. But you don't have to. They don't have to be cruel and bitchy about it. Just take care of the dog, and if you can't take care of the dogs, you shouldn't have them. And
well, and then him trying to say, well, it's not my dog. I'm like, it's coming out of your house. It's your dog. I don't care if it's one of the kids. I don't care if you're dog watching it.
It's like this dude, I was standing there with the animal control sheriff and he was telling me everything the guy was texting, and it took him 20 minutes of texting for the guy to say, no, they're not my dogs. They're stray dogs. I don't claim them because, because he told the guy, if you don't claim, if they're yours and they're on your property, and I got 2 witnesses, I got 2 routes I can do, and which to me was too nice, because he could have cited them for animal abuse, which is a felony now. But then the guy turned around and said, oh, they're not mine. So then he caught 2 yesterday, like I said. But it's just, people are just so bitchy and stuff. And why did she wait 3 fucking weeks?
Yeah.
And we were just so damn close to getting them, and everything. And it's just, and I don't know why the sheriff didn't do it, but I was like, why don't you have him see if he can round them up? Obviously, they know him. You got 2 or 3 witnesses saying he comes occasionally and drops off food on the back of his empty house. So they must be friendly with him. So maybe, and of course, that would make sense. So don't do it. So people are fucking stupid and pisses me off. And, I mean, that's why.
Go with you, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, my mom wants to be closer to where we were before, which we were in a little city outside a big one, which still had a hometown feel, and it was one of the safest ones in the state. But the hospitals suck.
Ooh,
And
that's a big one.
Yeah, it's a big one, and I need to go a lot, and it sucks. And then I'm the one that I don't like many people, and I don't give a shit if I saw another human being the rest of my life, except for like I said, I would visit you guys and all that stuff. But I don't want to make new friends. I don't want to see nobody. We have cats come over here. We feed them all. We don't get mad at the cats coming on the property and stuff like that. And then they left this huge ass dog. I mean, he's almost Marmaduke size, and they didn't pick him up, and he chases the UPS truck up and down the street every damn day.
When I was in South Carolina, when I lived in my little HOA area, we had the cops come around because I guess there was something going on with my neighbor. And they're like, what do you know about your neighbor? I'm like, her name is this. She has 2 kids. Well, what else do you know? Her husband's dead, been dead for a long time. Like, do you know anything else? I'm like, I think she works from home. Like, how long have you lived here? I'm like, 4 years. Like, do you know any of your other neighbors? I'm like, yeah, I know the guy over here. He's a plumber. I said, I've used him a few times. They're like, what about your neighbor over here and your neighbor here? I'm like, I don't know their names. Like, I don't interact with them. Right. Like, they were like looking at me like, you don't interact with your neighbors. I'm like, no. I was like, rarely ever do I interact with them.
Yeah, that's like me. Like, I know the lady's name and the husband's name, and he works out in the Gulf on oil rigs, and he's a former Marine. And
we're not former.
Okay, yeah, he's a Marine. He's a Marine, and he's barely home, so it's just her. And we met them when they first moved in, because all of these houses are new. And, they invited us over for parties and stuff, and they shoot off fireworks. And I'm like, nah, no thanks. And then I know the neighbors across the street, their name, because they said, hello, my name's Nathan, blah, blah, blah. And then the one on the other side of us, when we first moved here, they wanted to redo their grass. So they asked if they could, run the tractor through an area of our property that doesn't, I didn't mind. So I let them, and they were friendly up until they got what they want. So I was like, fuck it. I'm not even going to know nobody else's name, and then,
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. That's one of the reasons we moved. Like I said, I've got 2 neighbors. One I never see, which is fine. And these guys who I didn't even know, I don't know what their schedule is. I don't care. My other close, I live on 1.43 acres of land. I've got plenty of space, and we've got cornfields all over the place. So, my daughter has a friend who lives technically a mile away from us if you actually walk over there.
Right. Yeah. And we've got about 1.2.
Oh, nice.
And I can, even though I can see houses on the right, like I'm sitting on my porch right now, I can, you know, smoking a cigarette, but I can see the right house and the house on the left, but they're far enough away because I told myself when I was in an apartment saving up money, I'm like, I am really going to eat ramen noodles because I want to get the fuck out of here. I don't want, you know, I don't want, you know, my neighbor in my previous place before we bought this house, y'all, they thought we were so fucking dumb. They had one of those kangaroo doorbells, which pissed me off. So I used to get, I made a sign that said "fuck you," and I would put it over my face when I walked out my apartment door. So when the camera go off, they would always see the sign says "fuck you."
Nice.
Well, it was
Nice,
so
yeah.
interesting. Well, we knew something was, well, we knew things were going, we knew that I already got the writing on the wall. They didn't like us because, and there was no reason. I just didn't care because all of a sudden we started seeing private property signs. I'm like, oh, okay. You want to play that game?
Yeah, go ahead.
I put up private properties, beware of dog. And then I'm waiting on getting one. I'm like, beware of dogs, fear the owners.
Yeah, you know, I should do that. But, you know, I had some trees cut down and I put on the property line.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, the lady that called on the dogs, she was like, why did you do that? I was like, oh, you know, I'm going to saving up money to put up a fence. No, it was to keep you and your 100 people that come and visit you, you know,
Off
from
my
pulling.
lawn.
Yeah, you know, even though I technically could build another house right next to mine, that's how much property room I've got, you know, horizontally, I could build another house next to me and still have generous greenery on the, you know, grass on each side.
They were parking on your property, weren't they?
Yeah, so
Fuck that.
I had my brother come and cut these big ass motherfucking trees, and he laid them all the way down from the property line. I was
there's a property line over here where I live, and there used to be a road that went through there, which is actually still considered a road, even though it's not been used in forever and it's pretty much grassed over. But here's the thing: there's a gentleman who owns that property. He owns all the stuff over there, including the old school building that's there. He's not doing anything with it, and he just like puts his trucks over there, like his 18-wheeler drop backs. You know, the hauler.
Trailer.
Yeah, the trailer. Thank you. Sorry, my brain's not working there.
You're welcome.
And you know, here's the thing: where the property lines mark, and this is the guy, the neighbor, Dean. He gave us a copy of the property line stuff he got because he did have a concern because the prior owner of the place, they ended up putting up the fence around the chicken coop area. Well, he said he had told the guy he was on his property line. And we looked at it and we went through it with him. And it's like, yeah, he was like, I don't care about the 1-2 inch part. He's like, you know, you get down to this part. And he was, you know, we had the lines. I was out there with him and we were 2 feet over. And I was like, oh shit. I'm like, how the hell are we going to? And then we had this really fucked up looking fence that was falling apart. Half it was on his property, half it was on mine. And I just went ahead and I said, I'll tear it all down for us. So my son and I went out there. We started tearing it all down, and he was putting his posts in. He, one of his cousins had one of those post drillers, so they could go in and post in the ground like that.
Yeah.
The auger.
Yes, an auger. And I asked him. I said, "Can I borrow that so I can move my fence property over?" And he said, "You know what? You took the fence down. I'll do it for you."
Nice.
That's nice.
And he went ahead, moved it over to the proper side of the property line. And I was like, good, that's all taken care of. Because the previous owner was a dick with him. And me, I was like, look, man, if we're over the line, I understand. Let's get it fixed. Because I'm like, I see no reason to bitch about this. It's 2 feet over. I get it. And he went ahead and took care of it, got the line set up. We're all good. He's got his fence up. You know, his dog Gambit can run around all he wants, which is great for Gambit. I totally understand. Now, here's where we run into a problem. according to the property line, he extended his fence all the way across that road and set it all up. Well, the guy on the other side is disputing that, saying, no, you're over on my property. And technically I'm supposed, so by the, where his property line is, so this used to be one property. When it was divided up between two brothers, one got one part of it, one got the other part, yada, yada, yada. And then, so where the line is, where his line is also where my line is supposed to be. But now he's in dispute with that. And I don't know what's going on with court. We're kind of waiting because we're like, okay, I'm just going to wait and see what happens because we had nothing really planned for that side of the property. But it's about 18 feet of property lengthwise. And then, I don't know how much square footage I could say it was.
So you're saying, NB, that's like a right of way, because my dad has like 20 plus acres, and they had this hoopla about a right of way, for them to go through to get to their property, because they have the best thing. I wish I had it. They're surrounded by the mountains, and there's only one road into the back of the property where they're 20 acres, and it butts up to the mountain. So they had to go to court because somebody was bitching about the right of way and was trying to tear up the road to prevent them from going in. And so I learned that was called right of way. So, maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
It might be because this used to be, what I have here is what used to be called Old 63 before they made the current 63. And this was like a turn area because what used to be there was also a gas station. And what happened was he was the gentleman who owns that area over there would drive through that section and put that up. Well, he put up these big blocks to block that area off.
Oh, wow.
He did that, and then he just made his property line and put it where he believes it is. And so they went, and I guess they're going through litigation or something about it. I've asked a few times, nothing's come up from it that we know of. And I'm just kind of like, according to the property lines, it's mine and that's his. But, I'm kind of like, I'm not doing anything with it right now, so I'm not too concerned. And I'm like, I do not want to. I hope actually my neighbor's right, because if he's not, that's going to be a big freaking project for him to have to cut back.
Yeah, definitely. And, I'm saving up some money as best I can, considering the way the world is right now. I've upped this. This is my second house. So I've upgraded to now where I've got the 1.2 acres. Now I'd like to upgrade, because I'll do enough upgrades in the house and outside to like really bang the asking price. And, and even though they consider where we are in the boonies, even though we're 12 miles from a big city, 12 miles from like we're 35 miles from a big metro area, but we're 12 miles from, like the suburb part that has a bunch of shit. And so I'd like to upgrade if I can to where there's nobody around, because like I said, I really don't really give a shit. The only person I want to see is the UPS man delivering my cat food or my food or whatever. I don't want to see anybody else.
Yeah, I know. I totally understand that. Like I said, I've only got two neighbors and I never see them. The other neighbors are further enough away. It doesn't matter. I'm good with the amount of land I have right now. What we're doing is we got a couple things we're still fixing in the house, and my wife's working on her bathroom. I'm going to start working on. So this house is actually two houses. This is the where I live is the old part of the house, the original house. The other part is the new part of the house, and you can tell the difference between the wood frames and everything. We've been since shit's expensive, getting people to come out and do stuff. We've been learning a lot of do-it-yourself stuff. So, like for example, my wife's been putting what is called self-sealed tile up in her bathroom, and oh my God, she's almost done with it. She's got about 3/4 of it done, and my God, you just see the difference in it. It's just so pretty compared to the damn shitty ass stuff that was there.
Hmm.
So there's a lot of upgrades we're doing, but our most important things, we got a lot of we had an engineer come out, one of those, not necessarily an engineer, but one of those people who comes out and looks at your house and, tells you what the major minor things are.
Oh, the home inspectors.
Yeah, home inspector. He came out and he gave us, a real good layout. And he gave us a very extensive list with pictures, everything. It was fantastic. It was worth the $300.
Hmm.
And we've been working on getting all the priority stuff done. I had an issue with a hole in my floor that popped up. I tried to get my insurance to cover it. They wouldn't do it, but we did get a structural engineer to come out. So we did get some advice from him. So I was like, well, I got a free engineer out here, so I'll take that. And thankfully, the guy who came out and worked on the hole in my room, I was actually shocked. He only charged me $200.
Wow.
Nice.
I couldn't believe it. In fact, the amount of effort he put in and labor and what I saw he was doing, because he was there a few hours. I told my wife, I was like, I want to pay him extra. She goes, $50? I said, yeah, $50. So I paid him $250, and I said, just consider the 50 a tip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I believe in paying for quality. If you're going to give me quality, and I think maybe you underquoted me, I'll pay the quote, but I'll give you a little extra for my appreciation.
Yep. That's why it was hard for me when they had to install a radon mitigation system into my old house.
Radon. Oh.
Yeah. I remember they were drilling. I think they said they were trying to drill through bedrock. And I was just like, you could just see the sweat just pouring out because they were just trying to just
that
drill
now.
down
Okay,
there.
hold on a second. Captain, guys, I got to go. My wife and I need to talk about the future of our homeschooling stuff for next year with the online stuff. So she just came in. So I'm going to go take care of that.
Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
All right,
Yeah,
later, NB. But
All right.
yeah, the radon. Oh my gosh, wow. So did it work?
Oh yeah, no, it worked. It was an older house. So I mean, it wasn't, and it was, it was a house built in the 70s. So it was that. And then it also had, I think the wiring was different just because it was the 70s. They were doing something different back then. I forget what it was, but
Is there something wrong with the 70s?
no, I didn't say there was anything wrong with the 70s. I was just saying
Okay.
I was just saying
I
they
was
did things.
built in the 70s.
Yeah, no. There's nothing wrong with the 70s. I'm just saying they just had a different methodology back then. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay. I got a little sensitive, damn it.
No. I was just saying it was different just because, when you get the guys over to do the repair work, they always ask, like, do you know about this? I'm like, I don't know about X and Z, but I definitely know about Y. So
Yeah.
Y is probably the asbestos part.
The lead paint.
Actually, no, both of those things. They actually warned me about that. There was like one area on the outside of the house where there was lead paint, so it wasn't on the inside. So I wasn't too worried about that.
Right. But
they did tell me never, ever, do not try and scrape off popcorn off the walls because that's what the asbestos is.
That's not popcorn.
Well, whatever it is.
That's not popcorn.
Well, whatever it was, we never touched the ceiling because we didn't want to deal with any of that shit.
Right.
So hopefully next house I get won't have the asbestos and all that other shit in there. But
right.
No, I like older houses, but you got to have a lot of money to make sure that they're fit inside the guts of the house. Yeah.
Up to code shit, yeah.
Yeah, everything, because could have bought there was this really old southern home that was like 3,200 square feet, and of course they were selling it for a good price, but then when we had somebody come to say how much, it would have been another 300,000 to bring it up and make it look nice. So we're like, no, I can't afford that. But I don't want to live in an apartment anymore because unless I have to, if I have to, because I just don't want to deal like what I had to deal with that kangaroo video. And then they used to put out 22-inch shoes like, Mutombo Makuta or whatever in basketball, 22-inch feet.
Yeah.
and they used to leave them outside. So I
Oh, God.
decided, I kept on hearing weird shit late at night. So I'm like, I'm gonna get a cheap kangaroo also. So we had dueling kangaroo stuff. So they started hiding their face when they came out the door, and of course, when I came out, I had the "fuck you" sign, and there were the shoes. So at 3 o'clock in the morning the next day, it recorded at 3 something in the morning. People were coming and getting stuff out of that shoe. We knew they were putting drugs inside. I
Yeah.
looked at the guy's feet when the boyfriend, when he came up, and there's no way he had 22-inch feet.
Oh, geez.
And so I'm like, they're probably putting drugs in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, and
Mhm.
I know there's good people out there, but most people, they're rare.
Yeah.
Good, I mean, there's just a bunch of,
Assholes in the world.
yeah, pretty much. Pretty
And
much.
not in a good way. Yeah.
Yeah, not in a good way. I mean, because, I mind my own business, but, just like what happened, we had one house left to sell that you can see from my porch.
Mhm.
So this black guy and this white woman kept on coming, my mom said, at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
All right, every other day. And then occasionally they came at lunch, but they would stay for 90 minutes or more. You would never see them. We thought it was a realtor, and we didn't know who that guy was, but we thought that, maybe it's a realtor, but we never saw her walk outside. And we're like, why do you come 3 or 4 times a week and with the same car? Well, then the guy switched cars, but I still saw him. And so it kept on happening, and it was driving me crazy because my mom kept on mentioning it. So I got balls, y'all. I got balls. I got big ones. Okay, so I went over there when the woman pulled up at 7 o'clock in the morning. Yes, I did. I knocked on the window. I scared the shit out of her. And I said, "Are you the realtor?" And she said, "No." I said, "So you're the one that's having sex with that black guy in this house, aren't you?" And she just jumped like another 3 feet inside her SUV. And then
Oh!
and then he showed up, and I was like, "Who are you?" And he says, "Well, I'm gonna be the owner of this house." I was like, "Really?" And he said, "What do you mean, really?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Are you a realtor?" He said, "No." He said, "I'm the owner." I said, "Okay, well, are you having sex with this woman here in this house? Because we all notice it, So if I were you, I'd keep a low profile." I said, "I see from your left hand you must be married." So I said, "I'm sure your wife would want to know about it." And he goes, "Are y'all nosy around here in this neighborhood?" I was like, "No." I said, you know,
Just
I'm not.
observe it as shit.
I said, I'm not going to tell you my personal business, but I've got health issues, so I'm here every day of my life. So and if I can walk, I'll walk out to the porch with my cane and I'll sit down. And I'm outside all the time anyway. So he's like, "Well, I saw this little short lady, Italian lady, looking at me in the yard across." I said, "Well, that's our property." And I said, "She can do whatever she wants. That's my mom." He said, "Well, she made me feel like I didn't belong." I said, "Are you one of those snowflakes? Because we don't care what color you are. We're just observant."
Yep.
And we've seen teenagers come in through and looking like they want to do something to a house. So you ought to thank your live security system here. And I
Yep.
said if I were you, I would give you a piece of advice that I've given plenty of neighbors. Until I invite you in my world, you're not in my world. I will say hello and wave to you, but other than that, until I invite you into my space,
Yep.
it's my space. Understand what I'm saying? And he just looked at me, and I said, "Don't ever feel like you don't belong. What do you think? When this woman, oh, well, that's my decorator." I was like, "Yeah, I'm sure you two are decorating a house." And you know what my mom said? "Yeah, she's decorating his dick." That's what my mom said.
Now, why are you guys picking on the plumber gap?
Yeah,
he's just laying pipe. That's all he's doing is laying pipe. He's the drummer.
and you know what? By a miracle, y'all, they didn't show up anymore for 2 weeks until he closed on his house. And he showed up with his wife.
Nice.
And you just would go like, "Oh, so you're the wife? It's so good to meet you. Let me tell you what we've been singing."
Yes, come here, girlfriend. I got some news for you. Let's have some welcome wagum tea and cookies. Let me tell you a story.
It's like, yeah, I'll spill the tea over here, sweetie. Yeah.
Yeah, come over here, sweetie. I got some tea to spill. But you know, so I mean, you know, I do have some balls because my mom was like, "You should be dead by now," because the previous neighborhood we had some kids coming around hitting mailboxes, and I saw them hit a mailbox, and I was videoing them, and they were about to come to mine, and I took my cane and I come running out, and I fell down, but I got back up, and I went in the middle of the road and I stopped them and I said, "You see me?" And they're like, "Yeah, old man." I was like, "Well, I'm a crazy motherfucker, old man. You see this cane? I will bash the fuck out of your window shield if you don't get the fuck out of here now. And by the way, guess who's coming?" And they're like, "Nobody's coming, old man. You're not going to blah, blah." I said, "Well, do you hear those sirens?" He said, "Did you call?" I said, "No, I didn't call, but somebody did." And the police were coming up the hill at the same time they were trying to leave. And the cops came by and they're like, "Well, we're not going to do anything for you for threatening to beat the shit out of them with a cane." I was like, "Well, good." He said, "Well, at least you stopped them from breaking any more mailboxes." And, you know, my mom was like, "Oh, my God. Yeah." And I did. I went over there and I wish I had filmed that. She jumped 3 sheets to the ceiling and then 9 sheets out the windshield after she said, "No, I'm not the realtor." I was like, "So you're the woman having sex with that black man here?" And she just was like, "Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God."
I called the fuck out. Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, these are mid-range houses.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, I have a hard time making it. You know, my godmother helped me, but, you know, it's like, I can't afford a fucking decorator. Nobody else that lives in this neighborhood. I don't give a shit if they are new houses. They're cheap, but you know, it's a house. But
ALDG.
You know, don't. What? Oh, is that Pickles? Hey, Pickles.
Hello.
Hey,
what's going on?
You know, I can't eat real pickles anymore because of you. Because every time I bite into one, I think about you, and I'm like, that's so wrong.
That is it's very disturbing.
So by proxy, I've scared you away from Burger King?
Yeah. Oh my God. You know, that Burger King mascot is fucking creepy as shit. I don't care who the fuck designed that shit. You know, it's a cross between a puppet master and, you know, a druggy king with his hat.
Hey, I did him for Halloween one year. Look.
Did you really?
Yes.
Oh my
look.
God.
I got the medallion. I had the cape, the crown, everything.
Did you have a hamburger with you too?
I had a Whopper in my hand. Does that count?
Yeah. Did you pay for it?
No, I paid
if you didn't, then yes.
Oh my gosh. But yeah.
What's going on, everybody? Sorry I'm late.
We're just telling our neighborhood stories.
Yeah.
And I just told the one about me busting a cheating husband at a new house before they closed. I went over there when the woman was there at 7:00. They had become, I'll tell it real quick. They've been coming at 7:00 in the morning, staying for 90 minutes. And I thought it was the realtor. Well, come up to find out, LDG, that she's really supposedly a decorator. And I knocked on her window and I was like, "Are you the realtor?" She said, "No." I was like, "Are you having sex with that black man here?"
I told him to stop picking on the plumber. He was just laying pipe.
Yeah. And then what my mom said, LGG, just cracked the shit out of me. She's like, "No, she ain't decorating anything but his dick."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my God."
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
So how are you, LDG? What's going on with you?
Yeah, I'm all right. It's Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
A few things on the list today. Already had to wake up and clean up some puke and do the dishes and Had a lovely little conversation with Bird Underground, and
But you had a funny picture look at this morning, didn't you?
yeah.
I shared that everywhere this morning.
But I'm going to be looking forward towards watching. I'm going to put on Silicon Valley. I started that last night, episode 1.
Okay.
Haven't watched it front to back, so I'll be watching that in the underground today while we're getting some work done and stuff. So
Why do I
Okay.
feel, Captain, that your look on your face, you're so amused and entertained with these stories?
Actually, I
Look
think he's like half an inch from.
I am.
Actually, it looks like he's half an inch from pressing end stream.
that,
He's got that look on his face. I'm sorry, he does.
he's already pressing it. The mouse is broke. The goddamn thing's not working.
Have y'all
Fucking LDD.
have y'all heard of Salacious Rum?
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, well,
yeah, I met him actually.
yeah, he's a YouTuber. He's hilarious as hell. But one stream he was guest on, they were set up their squares, like
Mhm.
everybody on screen, and they were giving each other blowjobs and licking each other's butt on the screen, and I was like, oh my God, you need to push end stream. And he goes, I keep on trying, but my hands are busy right now. And I'm like, you need to
Oh my
stop.
God.
I was like, you need to stop right now. I was like, you guys are way overboard.
Yeah, there's only so many things to do on stream. Jesus.
Yeah.
And then, usually what he does is he takes his action figures and he makes them make love. And I'm like, would you stop doing that?
Oh my God.
I don't want to see plastic sex. I just want you
If
to
I
show
want to see plastic sex, I'll go on a porn site and look up somebody who's 70. Then I'll see plastic sex.
Exactly, and I was like, oh my God, some of the stuff I've seen on YouTube is just oh my God. And then one lady, she was pretending to be wholesome and clean, but when she got on his stream, Salacious stream, she pulled her top down enough to show us almost to her headlight her her tattoo.
Yep.
And then I got on private message with her. I'm like, that is not, if you're trying to be Mary Poppins, I said, you just became Julie Andrews and SOB if you had just pulled it down just a little bit more. I said, if you want a wholesome thing, you don't pull your shirt down and show your rack.
Right.
You just don't do that. No racking around here.
I mean, at least not while I'm live on YouTube. I don't mind seeing racks all the time. So
Yeah, underground, maybe she could come and flash us LDG, but
Yeah.
yeah,
but
so I can just be like, you have my attention, my undivided attention.
yeah, I remember the movie Revenge of the Nerds, and I remember
Oh yes, so do I.
okay, the headlight on that woman, the headlights on her, they were huge.
Yeah.
They were huge, the headlight part, not the frame, not her boob part, but her nipples.
Yeah.
They were fucking huge. It was the first time I ever seen that, and I run into my mom, and I'm like, "Are they supposed to be that big?" my mom was like, "You're not supposed to be watching that." And come here, I've got a belt for you.
It's like, those are questions you do not ask specifically me. So
Don't ask your mother or anything like that. No.
Yeah, my mom was funny. She tried to teach us about sex with bears, with a girl bear and a boy bear.
Oh my God.
And when she got to the girl bear, she said, that's called a beaver. And from then on, I was scared that before the first time I ever had sex or anything, because I asked the girl, I was like, is there teeth down there? Because my mom said there were beaver.
Are you trying to kill me, Gap? I just took a drink of water. Are you trying to kill me?
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab another cup of coffee real quick.
Okay.
But yeah, it was funny. It's just hilarious. But
yeah.
So, but I'm not looking forward to this cold weather snap. But we're not going. We went to the store yesterday to get everything, so we don't have to go out, because if it does rain, won't it? If it's 3 degrees, if it's 11 degrees outside and 3 degrees wind chill, wind chill makes it 3.
It'll be freezing rain or snow with 11
Won't
degrees.
it freeze almost instantaneously?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I was like, well, we need to go and get all our shit now, before that, because usually we're supposed to be around 58 degrees.
Run your water too. Run your pipes.
Yeah, I do. I'm paranoid. Even if it gets to, below freezing 1 degree, I figure from the forecast I should go 2 degrees below.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then when it does the flash freezing starting Friday through Monday morning, I'm gonna let. I read on Google.
Pipes,
yeah, I'm gonna let at least 2 of them drip all day, because I don't care if it's a few dollars more. I don't want to deal with the pipe issue. But
run it on the cold. Don't have to worry about the hot. Just run on the cold. It keeps it flowing.
Now say that again.
If you just run on the cold, it don't matter whether you run on cold or hot, as long as you survive running. Okay.
Yeah.
So run on cold.
Yeah, and so last night, even though it went down to 27, I did the furthest one away, which is the kitchen, and then I did the one bathroom. That might have been overkill to have 2 going, but
Sorry on that one.
Yeah, because it did say, the furthest one away from the entry point of the pipe, the water into the house. So I was like, okay, that's the kitchen. But I got paranoid. I just, I already had a bitch of a time dealing with the insurance with the lightning strike that hit my new house. We weren't even in it 8 months, and then boom, damn lightning. And I was like, crap. And then we had to have $3,000 worth of trees taken down. What's wrong with you, LDG? Eh? Oh, you're on the phone?
Yeah.
What is that?
That's
Jimmy
King treats. That looks like, isn't it?
Oh,
Jungle Boys?
he's doing the same thing I am. He's getting high as a motherfucker.
Oh, okay. Well, we don't have any dispensaries where I live, because I think that would help with my chronic pain.
It would help with mine too, but it messes with my epilepsy.
Crap.
Oh yeah, I told you about that, Captain, didn't I? Yeah, it messes with my epilepsy. It gives you more seizures. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'd like to have some. Because
I found that out after I was prescribed.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, damn. Shame.
LGG's got that sticky, icky. Ooh,
He does.
You eat it? Wait, that's the kind you eat?
No, he's gonna smoke that shit.
Oh. I remember the first time in college. Somebody brought over something. I was like, "Is that a dildo?" They're like, "No, dummy. Look at it closer. It's glass, and it's got a thing, the light." And so, just hold on. Let me show you what to do. I was like, "Oh my god."
You're just like, I thought that thing was gonna go off somebody's pussy. What are we doing here? Come on,
I was like, "Holy shit! What the hell is that?"
Actually, that would be interesting if she could actually smoke through the bong that way.
Oh.
That would be interesting. So
Oh, Lord.
Take a pull, and then it's like, all right, who wants the shotgun?
Who once tried it? I do.
Oh my God, shotgun. That reminds me, I learned the term boxing. I didn't know what that was when I worked.
Yeah.
Did you guys see about the New York Times crossword puzzle today?
No.
So like today's what? Today's like Hanukkah or something, or what's today?
Yeah, Hanukkah. Yeah.
Yes, there's
Hanukkah.
Yeah.
So today is was it today or yesterday?
Yes, there's Hanukkah.
Yesterday. Yeah.
Yes.
Yesterday.
All right. So this was. Let's see here. This was December 18th. Okay.
Mariah.
So yeah. So 2 days ago, the New York Times had a crossword puzzle that was in the shape of a swastika.
Oh, no shit.
What?
No shit.
Yeah, everybody missed it. Like the people that work for that, they totally didn't see it, and they posted it, and it's a fucking swastika. I mean, but you
Excuse
have
me,
to, yeah,
how do you
it's you
miss
have
it?
to because it's inverted. Swastika was made of the words,
Okay.
so all the blacked out squares doesn't make the swastika. It's the
Oh.
white squares that made the swastika. So I mean, if it was the other way around, where they had the words and the black was the swastika, I'm sure they would have caught it. But because it was the inverse, your brain had to have seen the negative space to see the swastika.
Yeah. Wow.
Mm-mm-mm.
But once you see it, then you can't unsee it. Like it just slaps you in the face once you're like, oh
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, that's
It's
a swastika.
It's like the arrow in the FedEx logo. You can't ignore it once you know it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
know-
LDG, a piece of trivia. Did you know that the London Times, the crossword puzzle for London Times on D-Day, one of the answers was Overlord.
My God.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, that was
Wow.
code name for D-Day. That was code name for the mission. It's Overlord.
Man,
Operation Overlord. Yeah.
I tried to. The only thing I do on Twitter is I'll do my. I've cleaned up my Twitter tweets where I only tweet stupid shit, and then I just get on there to do the DMs. I don't look at the trending shit because that'll piss me off, and I want to engage and get banned. I've already been put in Twitter jail so many times. I just stay away from that crap.
Yeah.
Oh wow, someone made a mobile airbag. You drop your phone, it automatically releases like this plastic that stops your phone from actually hitting the ground.
Oh
Why?
my God. Really?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So if you're skydiving, you just. I mean, where could you use that? I guess the ocean.
Or just like
No, not an airbag. It's not. They're calling it an airbag, but it's not a bag of air. It's not like like your car airbag. It's just these little legs that you install around your phone, and the legs pop out. I mean, they literally 3D print it. But yeah, it flip. You drop your phone, and it releases like it looks like 8 fins, 4 on each side that like kind of flop out. So like if I drop my phone like this.
Yeah.
You would have these little fins that pop out the side on the bottom, so it would stop. It wouldn't actually hit the ground. The little legs come out and boom.
Oh, okay. That's actually a neat idea.
Yeah, it is.
So sorry, one of our stray cats is coming up.
No worries.
He's Mr. Red. He was so freaking skinny and probably had worms and shit, but we got him the flea stuff and the worm stuff, and now he's a big old Garfield.
Nice.
Big old Garfield. Let me go give him some food.
Still waiting for my blue check mark, damn it.
I noticed that too this morning. I saw that.
This is driving me nuts, dude. Like Bird got his right away, Captain Fandom got his right away. Saki got hers.
Yeah.
And like you're supposed to be under review. Like what's the problem? Like,
So what are they doing for a blue check mark? Are they still charging you $8 for it, or?
yeah, $8, but there's a review process before you actually get the check.
Then
Oh,
you won't get yours then.
Well, Bird and I literally subscribed within a minute of each other.
Okay.
So when he got his, I was expecting that I was next, or at least very close to being next.
Right.
But that was Friday, for God's sake. So the whole weekend went by. Yeah, that was last Friday.
Oh.
Wow.
He got his, and Friday, or I think it was Friday, and then so I mean, what the hell? It takes 3-4 days. Or that's what I'm saying. Bird already got his, and we subscribed at the same time, literally at the same time.
Hey, Captain. Hey, LDG. How come I got the offer for the check mark, but it says $11?
That's because you're on Mac. You're on iOS. iOS takes 30%
more.
Yeah, because Apple. You blame Apple because they take 30%.
bitches.
So he has to charge 30% more.
I
so they
am
can
not
take 30%.
paying $11 for a check mark. I almost got a blue check mark. I just needed one more news mention, you know, because I already had two things in entertainment thing, because I got some interviews and did some stuff for and I got some actresses and makeup artists from Stargate interviews.
Yep.
And so I got mentioned in those. So I just had needed one more to get the blue check mark before, you know, Elon came in, but it didn't happen. But oh gosh. And you think with all this time, with all this stuff going on, so 30% more. So if I were to go on a PC, would I just pay $8?
Yeah.
So why do you want the blue check mark? I'm not.
I don't know yet. Still finding out. We'll see. I'm hoping I get more visible.
Oh, so you think the blue check mark will help you get visible?
From what I can understand, that's exactly what they're saying. You literally have access to something that blue check marks don't, and that's the blue check marks. Yeah, I think you get more visible, and you automatically get seen by other blue check marks. Because they have a tab where they can just say, I only want to see blue check mark people, and
You get the VIP badge.
Yeah, well, you know, I don't really want to blow up. I mean, I've locked my Twitter account where you have to request to join me, but I
Yay,
don't
I made
wanna,
the cut before you did it. Yay.
yeah, I don't want to. I could have blown up a few years ago with the
Yeah.
Stargate stuff, but I was like, you know, I really don't want to be out there like that. I mean, I'm known in the fandom, but, you know, and I'm known by some of the actors and actresses and the producer and you know, and the co-creator, they all follow me, but that's about all I was excited about. I didn't want to blow it up any bigger, you know, and like YouTube, I just do my toy shorts of what I have in my uh computer's office collectible room. That's all. Whenever I feel good, I'll go and do a video or something. Like maybe today I'll get some Star Trek stuff and put it out on there. But I thought about it. I don't know if I want to blow up, because I've seen all the issues people have and people attack you, and you know, I don't want to be attacked.
I don't blame you.
Because I've already been attacked once by the fandom. You know that.
Yeah.
I pissed them off. And then, you know, we'll just leave, you know what's going on, BK. I'll just leave it at that. I pissed them off big time. So I was like, you know what? I'm locking my account and fuck all of you. Because, you know, I can't say anything. I know something's going on, but now stuff is coming out. But I knew about it a long time ago from a really good friend. And I didn't release the information at all because I didn't want to be blown up with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
And so we worked stuff behind the scenes, and now all of it's coming out. But it's just like, you know, I'll just like to sit in the behind the scenes and help stuff. And you know, even one of the writers, he wrote and he became executive producer and blah blah.
Yeah.
He started, I think he started on season 4. So there's 17 seasons. So he did 13 seasons. Him and I talk all the time on private messaging, and I gave him some. Yeah, huh?
Rosie?
Yeah, and you know, he's a really good guy, and you know, I gave him some advice on some things, and I was shocked. He was like, you know what? That's damn excellent information. You know, your approach to do things. He said you should, you know, be an agent or whatever. And I was like, well, you know, I don't want to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I just like to help people behind the scenes or something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm staying away from it because when it Stargate will probably come back, probably, but not anytime soon. But I say within the next 4 years, maybe less.
I hope a lot less.
Because you got to do the prep, and even though they might have a series bible, so to speak, for all three series, if you're a good writer and executive producer, you're going to want to sit down, and writers, you're going to you're going to have to watch a majority of those shows so you can get a feel for it.
Yeah.
So you can try to strike the balance. But it is Amazon, so I'm not so sure how much balance they're going to strike, because if they fuck it up, it's going to be on their ass, because that was one of the most, all three series was one of the most inclusive, diverse, everything shows ever on, for science fiction or whatever. It really was.
And by the way, Gap, also, Stargate is the number 3 for airtime sci-fi show.
Yep. And, they had everything, they had black, white, Asian, everything.
Yeah.
Everything. They had lesbians. They had all, they had the LGBTQT, whatever. They had all of that stuff in there. But it wasn't woke. It's not woke. It's not woke for anybody who listens to the replay.
Forced. It was just there.
It was
there.
Matter of fact. It was just matter of fact. It was just there.
Yeah.
And Comet TV, which you can watch on the internet or if you have an antenna, they're bringing back Stargate series replays in January again.
Okay.
And so, I just want to stay in the back,
Does Pluto still have the Stargate channel?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And, it's doing really, really well. And plus, they're making money off the advertisements, and and then Comet TV I think Comet TV must be on some of the cable satellite systems somewhere, but even they're still making money off of that, from the commercial breaks. And so, they got to strike a balance, because it was already diverse enough, big time. So you really just need to pick something and jump it off, jump start it off. And the rest of the cast, for Atlantis and SG, they're getting old. So you better hurry up, before they can't walk or whatever. You know what I mean? Or they look bloated like a buoy out in the ocean. Hey,
Richard D. Anderson ain't that far away.
Yeah, and I mean,
oh, I know. I've seen most of them. Yes, I know.
And I'll just let something out. I had told them before. I said, you really do need to listen to the fans. You don't have to placate them, but you really do need to take into account a majority of what they say, especially the really dedicated ones, because that's where you're going to have your core. Then you go to the fringe, and then you bring in the new ones. So there's your little, the
trifecta of audience.
Trifecta. There you go.
You're welcome.
But,
I'm a smart burger.
Yeah, but it's like I had said this for what's going on in today's world, even though Stargate is still, ahead of its time, and it's inclusive, etc., blah, blah, blah. I had said, you need to do Stargate, the Jaffa Nation spinoff. Hello. Thank you very much.
Oh, nice, LDG.
Oh, cool.
Nice. Does it actually dial?
LDG, just so you know. Yeah, we can't hear you, LDG.
Yvette's Christmas present. It's pretty
Oh,
cool.
okay.
I like
Oh my God!
it's an
Wow!
infinity mirror.
Can you
Nice.
DM me where you got that? I have to have that. I'm gonna
I
have to
don't.
go.
I'll ask Yvette. She'll send you the link because she bought it for me. She sent it to me.
Oh,
Wow,
That's
that's
my Christmas
cool.
present.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I showed you guys my DS9 she gave me for, I believe this was my birthday.
Yeah, you do. You showed me that, yeah.
Yes.
Fucking love this thing, man.
Look at that. That is
Look at
killer.
that. I wish I had better light, man. But yeah, this thing is freaking awesome, dude.
It looks
Awesome
like
work
it's
on the
really
pylons.
deep.
Awesome
Yeah.
work on the pylons,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can tell by the shadows it looks really detailed.
It's fucking anybody tries to break in my house, I'm gonna grab this fucking
like crawl. Throw like crawl. That's how old I am, damn it. Crawl.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I have all of the Stargate SG1 figures that they
Okay.
released, including the 12-inch figures. I have just about everything
You
you
got
can
12
get
inches?
your- Yeah, I do have 12 inches, baby. But
you
you'll
realize
never.
you
But
smoke all that. It's not a
you'll never. Oh, can you hear me, LDG?
Of course.
Well, you'll never get to touch, look, or play with my 12 inches.
That's fine. No problem. If you need me to sign something for that, no problem.
Yeah, a non-dick disclosure.
A non-dick closure. Yeah, there we go.
But I did mention to someone at MGM and that worked for them that did do some Stargate stuff. What is it? Oh crap! Has it been that long? 5 years ago, I had said Stargate the Jaffa Nation.
Oh, Gab,
There
did
you go.
see that?
Oh, Bird, thank you. Hope you're doing well, Bird. Thank you, Bird.
You need to copy that link, Gab?
I just screenshotted it.
Okay, I was going to send to you. Okay.
Awesome. I'm going to have to save up for that, I'm sure, because it's probably $50-$60. But,
Yeah.
When I want something, I go to the ramen noodle aisles at the grocery store. So I'm like, okay, how many weeks do I have to eat this so I can get that?
Actually, Gab, it's only 40.
Really?
Yeah, $40.
So I only have to eat maybe a week's worth of ramen noodles. Okay.
It says 2 to 3 weeks shipping.
Oh, so it's at China?
It doesn't say where, but it says 2 to 3 weeks shipping.
2 to 3 weeks. Okay. I'm gonna check. I got to have that. But all the
They
official
don't have the bronze one up here.
Yeah, all the official merchandise I have.
Okay.
And international stuff, and then I have my Stargate Command founding patch thing they gave me
Okay.
5 years ago, and then without saying their name, they basically sent me some special Stargate stuff back from 5 years ago because I was so rabid about Stargate that apparently the timing was right, and now we're friends now. But I had said the Jaffa Nation. I thought that would have been good, and everything. And then somebody that I know thinks they're going to be a smartass. And guess what I got in the mail yesterday? And I almost took a hammer and busted the shit out of it. Sent me Star Trek Discovery seasons 1.
Oh my god.
And it says, I love you, but fuck you. This is Trek 2. Enjoy. So I'm thinking about either doing a video and burning them all, or what do you guys think I should do?
Coasters. They make perfect coasters.
Coasters.
I was like, I called her up and I was like, are you fucking nuts? You wasted all that money. I could have told you on my wish list on Amazon what I wanted, and you sent me this shit.
Oh man.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
So
Well, listen.
Kat, before you go,
Yeah.
I did offer to MB a Zoom call. He and I can explain anything he wants to know about the Player's Handbook.
Oh, okay. Thanks, man.
He said probably this weekend.
Okay. I'll try and put something together this weekend. Try and get something preliminary going. At the very least, get Roll20 set up.
Yeah, Power was asking about it earlier in the conversation.
Who
ooh,
was?
what?
Who was BK?
Power.
Oh, Power was.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know the old fart?
Yeah. I remember now.
He's older than me, damn it.
Now where are we gonna go, Captain? You're leaving us all hanging.
Well, he
I
did put in the chat for the underground.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. We can go there.
I'm
Yeah.
not, but
You think-
I got other shit
Oh,
to
that's
do.
right. Shit. Freaking Crowder's on. I totally forgot. Yeah, I haven't been watching him lately.
Shame, LG. Shame.
But yeah, come hang out, guys. Anybody wants to come underground? Like I said, want to continue Silicon Valley. Just starting, so I want to finish up episode 1 and go from there. Hang out, get some work done today, and just chill. So, anyone's welcome.
I got some
Come on
housework
down.
to do. I got some housework to do before the sister comes over tomorrow. We're doing a Christmas thing tomorrow, so
Oh, okay.
my nephew needs to come by.
Well,
Yeah.
Merry Christmas if I don't run into you guys, but I'm sure we will.
Oh, I'll be streaming every day until the end of the year. So
Oh, yay.
I was going to ask about that. I was going to ask about that, Captain. I noticed you're doing the 29th and the 31st. Are you going to do your birthday too?
yeah, I'll be on for my birthday stream.
Okay, an extra
Okay.
long stream.
Probably. We'll see.
Nice.
Okay, you know what we want, Captain? We want you to come out of a cake on your stream.
Oh God.
I'll do
Hashtag blind the net. You know, I'm finding more uses for that. You know, Deej in a slave layer outfit and Captain Phantom popping out of a fucking cake with a bikini on. Freaking
And then I'll
hashtag blind the net.
I'll do
Put him
class
in
like
a
this.
Speedo.
Happy birthday,
Day.
Mr. Smithers. I don't know why, but thinking of popping out of a birthday cake, I immediately think of Mr. Burns coming out of the birthday cake.
Okay. Put this,
You know-
put this in your noggin, Gap.
Yeah,
Imagine
at least
Burns
you can,
imagine Burns as gold.
Oh,
I made a Stargate reference. Sorry.
well, if not, it's a request that you just when you come live, we just see your background and then at least your head pop up and you can have your arms swirling around like Mr. Burns, so we think you're coming out of a cake.
okay, that's good. Because I won't be too sure of those to try and bake a cake that fast. So, anyways, I've got to get myself ready. I got to get to the work, and I got to do the job
Okay.
and pay the bills and all that.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
good
understand.
stuff, yeah.
So,
Well,
anyways,
thanks for,
thank
thanks
you
for
all.
having me.
I appreciate. Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it. And everybody, Moira, Captain Fandom Nerd, Power, Birdo Prey 5, and everybody else that I'm missing. Thank you.
Power, NB.
Yeah. Nature, Cody Guy, BK Dan, Gap After Dark, 47 Yorktown, LDG, of course, and
Cody
NB.
guy.
I got Cody Guy. I'll get it.
Now, Captain, you've got to get a romper room mirror.
I got
I
to get
see
a
this person, a romper room mirror. Romper room? Oh God, I am really that old. Do you remember romper room, Gap?
I deny if I know that.
Oh, look it up, Captain. Look it up sometime. Romper
All
room.
right. All right.
You need to get a romper room mirror and go. I see you. I see you. You got to do that. I'm sorry. You've got to.
No worries. All right, guys. Well, I will leave it there, and I will be back tomorrow morning. So thank you all again, and I appreciate y'all being up on the panel again. LDG, BK Dan, and Gap After Dark. Thank you all so much.
All right,
Later.
later, everybody.
Later, guys. Be good.
All right. And finally, this is Captain MKG signing off. Take care.